Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining today. As kind of usual, I'm on my mat on the ground. If you prefer to be somewhere else, do what works for you. Your practice may change day to day, wherever's most comfortable. You could be in a chair, on your couch, on a bed. Maybe you're on a mat, maybe you're on a towel or something. If you have any household items or props, feel free to have those readily available to use to explore options, variations. I probably won't suggest them. So again, learning to trust yourself. If you have any blocks, books, pillows, a chair, a wall, anything that might support you. Just as a little, if we haven't been here before, situation, the long side of my mat is facing the screen, facing you. What I will call the top short side is going to be like if I was in tabletop on all fours, my fingers are facing it. So you would see the left side of my body. And then there's the back short side where if I'm in tabletop on all fours, my toes would be facing. There's the right long side, which is opposite the screen where the right side of my body is. So that being said, we'll start on our backs if that's comfortable for you. When I start on my back, I actually take my head to where the back or bottom short side is. Again, the left side of my body would still be in view of the camera. So finding whatever feels most comfortable for you. You could be extended out long if you're on your back. You could have your feet planted on the earth with your knees dropping in toward one another, dropping out. Arms could be alongside the body. Maybe you take hands to heart and belly. Maybe you'd rather be sitting on your seat or somewhere else entirely. Finding whatever feels good for you so that you can take these first few moments to settle in. Settling into this space wherever you may be. Settling into this time that you've taken out of your day for this practice.
Excuse me, are we sitting or standing?
I'm on my back and it's up to you where you'd like to be, what's most accessible for you. So if you have a mat and being on the
Get her up,
earth,
so.
and taking this time to settle into this practice that goes beyond yourself, beyond your body, breath, and mind. It's a practice of how you live your life. It's a practice of how you talk to and treat yourself and others. So using this time to intentionally become aware of the body and breath and mind and how they all work together so that you can take this practice with you. And beginning here with practicing, offering yourself some kindness, compassion, acceptance, love. Even though it's often difficult, remembering that it's a practice that you can come back to, that you will come back to over and over. And begin to become more aware of your breath as you settle into it. Perhaps you slow it down. Perhaps you deepen and lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Or find whatever else it is that helps you to notice it. And as you begin to settle in and pay attention to the breath, perhaps you notice the mind also starts to settle. Maybe it begins to slow or find some calm, some presence, even amidst the distractions, externally and internally. And if not, that's okay. Again, it's a constant practice. One to come back to when you can, when you remember, to pause, to be, to breathe, to notice, to accept. Remembering that we're not trying to empty out the minds, we're trying to expand the minds, our thoughts expand that compassion, kindness, love. Start to notice your body. Perhaps it's began to settle in as well. Noticing the sensations running through it, noticing changes that have arisen. As we remember that everything in life is constantly changing. So trying to notice, accept, breathe through, move through those changes. So taking this time also to practice listening to and trusting yourself, finding what's best for your body, exploring variations of shapes and poses, perhaps taking something completely different than what I might be offered. Making this practice yours, making it enjoyable for you, making it as unique as you. So if you'd like, maybe you take a big full body stretch, reach the legs long, arms can reach overhead, point and flex the feet, roll the wrists and ankles, feel some cracks and pops, whatever feels good. And then we'll begin to bring both knees in toward the chest as you start to give yourself a hug. So the hands could come to the shins just below the knees, if that works. As you, again, curl into a little ball. Maybe you notice the low back kind of releasing-ish into the earth. And then we'll start to widen the legs. So again, you could have the hands on the shins just below the knees, starting to widen the legs so that they're outside the ribs. The knees are squeezing toward the shoulders and the soles of the feet are flexed facing forward. You could stay right here. If you'd like to, you can begin to reach the hands for the feet or anywhere else along the legs and begin to take the soles of the feet so that they face the sky, drawing the knees more toward the earth, the underarms coming into a happy baby. You could also have those feet more in between, upward and forward, whatever works for you. We take this a lot at the end, so perhaps noticing some differences in how this feels, taking it right away. And breathe. And then we'll keep the right foot, right leg as it is. We'll come into a half happy baby. So you can begin to release the left leg down. And perhaps you extend that left leg all the way long on your space, your mat. Or perhaps you'd rather have the left foot planted on the earth. Then you could always drop the left knee open to the left, coming to the outer edge of that foot. You may adjust that right leg, right foot if it feels a little different in this half happy baby. So again, that sole of the foot could be facing the sky. It could be more forward. It could be in between. That left hand wherever is the most comfortable for you. And breathe. And we'll start to find a reclined figure four or back pigeon. So wherever that left foot is, we'll start to plant it on the earth and begin to take that right outer ankle to the top of that left thigh, just above the knee. Trying to keep that right foot flexed if that's okay. Trying to think about pressing that right outer ankle into that left thigh to help encourage that right knee away from the upper body. You could also press that right hand against that right inner thigh, kind of gently pressing that right knee away. Perhaps you stay right here with the left foot grounded on the earth, or perhaps you lift it up and hug the legs in, taking a hold of that lower right leg, or maybe the right arm goes in the space between the legs and the hands find that left leg or one another. You could interlace the hands around that left shin or behind the thigh. Perhaps you use that right elbow to gently press into that right thigh, again, encouraging that right knee away-ish. And notice if there's any tension, tightness in the body, you can relax, release a bit using the breath. And if that left foot is lifted, gently start to release it to the earth. Uncross the right, both feet come to the earth. You could take the feet wider than the hips. So if you're on a mat, maybe the outer edges of the feet come to the outer edges of the mat. Maybe you'd like some stillness and dropping the knees in toward one another for a few moments. Or perhaps you'd like some movement with the legs as you drop the knees to the right and to the left, going back and forth at your pace and with your breath. You are moving, maybe you come back through center, maybe you take another big full body stretch. And we'll take all that again on the other side. So beginning with bringing those knees in as you give yourself a hug. And we'll begin to widen the legs apart. So the hands again could be on the shins as you squeeze those knees toward the shoulders. The legs are outside the ribs, soles of feet flexed forward. Perhaps you stay here, or perhaps you start to reach for the feet or anywhere along the legs to help take the soles of the feet to face the sky-ish, knees toward the earth. Whatever happy baby version you wish to take. Again, feet could always be more in between. Breathe. And we'll stay in that half happy baby on that left side so we can begin to release that right leg, right foot. Again, either that right foot could plant on the earth and you could let that right knee fall open to the right, or you could extend the leg long, right hand wherever is most comfortable at your side, on your belly, on your hip. Maybe adjusting that left foot as needed. And accepting if you need to be somewhere different on this side than you were the first. Noticing, breathing. And we'll start to find that reclined figure four back pigeon. That right foot plants down on the earth as we take that left outer ankle to the top of that right thigh, just above the knee, trying to keep that left foot flexed, trying to encourage that left knee away from the upper body by thinking about pressing the ankle into the thigh, maybe pressing that left hand against that left thigh, maybe staying here with the right foot grounded, or perhaps lifting it up, hugging those legs in, taking a hold of that lower left leg, or perhaps the hands find that right leg or one another. Perhaps left elbow presses into left thigh as you come back to the body and the breath. And if that right foot is lifted, gently start to release. Uncross the left, both feet come to the earth. Again, you could take those feet wide. You could find some stillness. You could drop the knees in or out, or you could take some movement, letting the legs fall to the right and to the left. And if you are moving, you can start to come back to center, begin to bring both knees back in for another hug. From here, we'll start to find our seat. So however you'd like to get there, you can gently press up. You could rock front to back on the spine for a bit of momentum. Coming to your comfortable-ish cross-leg seated shape, if that's okay for you. Take your time to fidget, to adjust, get situated. Hands could be palms up or down on the knees or thighs. Maybe you take a few rolls with the shoulders. Whatever you need to do to find this space. And then begin to find some stillness. And notice the breath once again. Perhaps it seems or feels different in this new shape. And we'll start to gently tilt the chin toward the chest, trying to relax the head and the neck.
if possible. Perhaps finding a little bit of sensation through the back of the neck, upper back, shoulders. Gently starting to roll that right ear toward that right shoulder. So the face is forward. Right ear is tilting toward the right shoulder. You can keep the hands on the legs. Maybe you'd rather take the hands to the earth next to the hips. Maybe you'd rather take the hands out away from the hips, away from the body. Perhaps you'd like to reach that right arm up to take that right hand to the left temple, just above the ear, for a little bit of added pressure. You could tilt the chin gently up or down. You could take that left arm and take that forearm behind the low back, as if those left fingers are reaching for that right waist or hip. Finding wherever you'd like to be as you find this sensation along the left side of the neck, and breathe. And as you're ready, begin to gently and slowly remove the arms if they were anywhere, and you can start to take that chin back toward the chest once again. And next, exhale, other side, taking that left ear toward that left shoulder, faces forward. Again, hands could be on the legs, on the earth, maybe left hand, right temple, maybe right forearm behind low back, maybe chin up or down. Maybe you're somewhere completely different than you were on that other side. And breathe. And begin to gently release as you take the chin back toward the chest. Next inhale, start to reach the arms up toward the sky as high as you wish. Perhaps the face tilts up as well. Hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. And keeping that left arm lifted, we'll take that right hand to the earth next to that right hip. As you inhale, maybe you reach those left fingers a little higher toward the sky. And exhale, take a lean to the right. You can have as much of a bend in that right arm as you wish. Maybe you even come down onto that right forearm. As that left arm reaches up and over, perhaps you turn the face up under the left arm. And breathe. And we'll come right into a twist from here. So beginning to slide that right hand behind you. So right hand comes to the earth behind the low back. Left hand comes to that right leg, right knee or thigh. And upper body gently turns toward the right. And start to gently come back up through center. You can reach both arms up. Switching sides, releasing that left hand to the earth next to that left hip. On the inhale, maybe you reach that right arm a little bit higher. And exhale, take a lean to the left. Again, as little or big of a bend in that left arm as you wish. Maybe you come onto the forearm. Maybe you turn your face up under the right. And breathe. And we'll start to find that twist from here. So beginning to slide that left hand to the earth behind the low back as the right hand finds that left leg. Gently turning the upper body left. Inhaling back through center. You can reach the arms up. Hands touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And let's begin to make our way onto tabletop, coming onto all fours. So coming to hands and knees. Hips could be over the knees. You could be on the tops of the feet, or you could have your toes curled under, whatever is most comfortable. Think about spreading the fingers wide. The hands could be underneath the shoulders. You could always have them a bit more forward or out, whatever's best on your wrists. You could always use blocks, books, pillows. Fingers spread wide as you think about grounding into the fingertips, maybe a little bitty bend through the elbows, the knuckles to help the wrists, and we'll find cat-cows. Inhale, dropping the belly, arching the spine, crown of the head and tail upward-ish. And exhale, round, press the earth away Chin toward the chest for cat. Inhale, arching up for cow. And exhale, round for cat. And take a few more rounds on your own as you move at your pace and with your breath. Adding any extra movements, shift front to back, side to side, whatever feels good. As you feel ready, we'll come back toward center, toward that tabletop. And we'll thread the needle. So the left hand can stay as is, or you could always bring it a little bit more underneath the face. That may offer some stability. Grounding into the left fingers as we start to inhale, reach that right arm for the sky, opening up toward the right. Exhale, thread that right arm behind and underneath the left, coming all the way down onto the earth with that right arm and right temple. So the right fingers are reaching left, face is facing left. That left hand is probably by the face right now. And you could keep it right there, or you could extend that left arm forward, fingers toward that top short side of your space. You could also take that left forearm behind the low back as if you're reaching those left fingers for that right thigh or hip or somewhere. Maybe you have something totally different that you prefer to do here. And then wherever you are, breathe. And then if that left hand is not where it started near the face, you can take it there, gently grounding into the left fingers to unravel. Reach that right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, right hand to the earth, finding that tabletop shape again and switching sides. So the right hand grounds either as is, or again, you could always bring it in a bit more towards center. Inhaling that left arm up. Exhale, left arm threads behind and underneath the right, coming all the way down onto that left arm and left temple. Adjusting that right hand as you wish, as you think about pressing into that left arm for that twist. That right arm can reach forward. It could also go behind the low back. And breathe. And that right hand comes back to where it began if it has moved, gently grounding in as you inhale, reach that left arm high. And exhale, left hand to the earth, finding that tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the spine for cow. And exhale, round for cat, chin toward the chest, rounding the spine. This time, let's curl the toes under and start to find a down dog, beginning to lift the knees, torso toward the thighs, and tail goes toward the sky. Coming into an upside down letter V shape. You can begin to pedal out through the feet, readjust the weight through the fingertips, shake the head, yes, no, whatever feels good. Perhaps you'd like to find a three-legged dog from here so you can start to lift that right leg as much as you wish. Maybe a couple inches, a couple feet above the earth. You can keep that right foot flexed, toes facing the earth, or you can start to open it up, stack the hips, and bend that right leg. So the right knee points toward the sky, that right heel foot is toward the seat. You could circle out that right ankle, point, flex the foot, whatever you wish to do. And if you're taking that, you can start to come back through center, releasing that right foot back down on the earth, down dog. You can pedal it out and switch sides. So gently starting to inhale as you lift that left leg as high as you'd like. And again, maybe you stay here, toes pointing toward the earth. Or maybe you'd like to open it up, stack the hips as you bend that left leg, left knee toward the sky, heel toward the seat, circle out the foot, the ankle, whatever feels good. And gently start to release that leg back down. And then we'll start to walk the feet toward the hands as we find a ragdoll shape at the top of our space, deeply bending through the knees. The belly can rest on the thighs. The hands can stay on the earth near the feet, or you can reach and hold on to opposite elbows. Perhaps you take a gentle sway with the upper body side to side as you again try to let the head be heavy, the head, the neck, the spine, and breathe. And then if you have a hold of the elbows, you can begin to release and start to take a slow roll to stand. Let your head be the last to rise. You can slowly just kind of slide the hands up the legs. Once you arrive, you can roll out the shoulders, wiggle the toes, rock on the feet, whatever feels good. And then start to find your stillness. Arms reaching down alongside the body, fingers reaching toward the earth, shoulders away from the ears. Thinking about lifting up through the kneecaps, engaging through the quads, the core, crown of the head reaching toward the sky as you stand tall in your mountain shape. As you come back to noticing your breath. As you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Perhaps the face tilts up toward the sky. Hands touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale the hands up a little bit higher. And we'll take a lean to the right. If you'd like to add a little bit of semi-balance, it's a little balancy. You can ground into that right foot. Step that left foot behind the right. So basically my feet are crossed and my right calf and left shin are touching one another. So that left leg is behind the right. So those feet are crossed. Right hand is holding on to that left wrist, reaching the hands toward the sky. Exhale, lean to the right. So kind of pulling on that, like as if you're pulling on that left hand with the right. And so I find that, again, we all have to feel different sensations in the body. With having my feet crossed like this, gives me a deeper sensation along that left side of the body. It may not do anything for you. So exploring and experimenting what shapes feel right and best. If you're still here, come back up through center, bring the feet back to center, release the hands, bring the hands to the heart. So we'll take that on the other side. If you know you'd like to cross the feet, maybe you start before reaching the arms up. You kind of start to adjust the feet. So whatever works for you. We'll ground into that left foot and be stepping that, if you're stepping it, step that right foot behind into the outside of the left. As you take your arms up overhead, taking a hold of that right wrist with the left hand. And exhale as you start to lean to the left. So side stretch to the left. Again, the feet do not have to be crossed. Optional. Everything is optional. Everything is what you need it to be. Your practice. And gently back through center as you bring the feet back to center, uncross if they were crossed, hands toward the heart. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale for a forward fold, however you'd like to get there. Hands back down toward the feet, forward fold, head is heavy. Inhale, half lift, hands to the shins or thighs, lengthening the spine. Hands could also be on blocks or books or a chair. Exhale, fold forward, stepping that left foot back. Finding a lunge, hands are framing that front right foot. We're on the ball of the left foot. Left leg is extended back. Face and heart are forward.
Okay.
You could stay right here, or you can kind of come in and out of this. I'll come in and out 3 times by extending the hips up and back and lengthening that right leg as much as you'd like. And then the face can face the earth, or you can kind of fold the upper body over that right leg. And then gently start to rebend into that right leg so the face would face forward. And then re-extend that right leg. So again, the face can face the earth or fold over the leg. And then last time, rebend. And extend. And rebend. From here, we'll find a twist. You can always release that left knee to the earth, grounding that left hand into the earth inside that right foot. Inhale, reach the right arm up, twisting the upper body toward the right. The right fingers are reaching toward the sky. Left hand is on the earth. And that left knee is either lifted or, again, it can always be released onto the earth. And gently take that right hand back to the earth, to the outside of the right foot. However you'd like to get that left foot up to meet the right. We'll meet in a forward fold once again at the top of the space. And then however you'd like to stand, you can take that slow roll or you can slightly bend the knees and then just start to circle, sweep the arms and you stand all the way up tall, meeting with the hands at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward however you'd like to get there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold other side, stepping that right foot back this time. So hands are framing that front left foot. We're on the ball of the right foot. That right leg is extending back. Face and heart are facing forward. Again, you can always stay here and skip the ins and outs. Otherwise, we'll start to send the hips up and back, lengthening through that left leg as much as is okay for you. Face can face the earth, or you can fold the face kind of toward that left leg. And then rebend, face forward. And extend. And bend. Extend. And bend. And preparing for that twist, if you so choose to take it, grounding that right hand where it is to the inside of the left foot. You can keep that right knee lifted or drop it to the earth as you start to inhale and reach that left arm for the sky, gently twisting left. And breathe. And gently take that left hand back to the earth next to that left foot. And again, however you'd like to get that right foot up to meet the left, we'll meet in our forward fold at the top. From here, we'll lower onto our seats. So you can begin to, from this forward fold and hands on the earth, begin to drop the hips, bending through the knees, and start to come all the way down onto your seat. Begin to extend the legs out long in front of you, flexing the feet, toes are toward the sky. Hands can press into the earth next to the hips, finding a tall spine, a tall seat as you find a tall capital print L shape with your body breathing. We'll take a hinge and or forward fold here. You can walk the hands forward alongside the legs. You could also inhale, reach the arms up toward the sky, and then allow yourself to hinge forward, letting the hands land where they land. So maybe the feet, maybe the ankles, the shins, the thighs, the earth. You can gently keep the face and heart forward or start to gently round the head, the upper body toward the legs. And breathe. And gently begin to walk yourself back up. Setting up for our seated twist, that left leg stays long. We'll bend the right. Right foot plants to the inside or crosses to the outside of that left leg. Hands can be on that right shin, or you could take that right hand to the earth behind the low back, and or you could reach that left arm for the sky. And as you exhale, you can twist to the right. So that left arm might hug around that right leg. It might come to the outside of the leg. Again, perhaps the hands are on the shin. And breathe. Gently coming back through center, perhaps you take a counter twist toward the left. And center as we switch sides. So right leg extends long once again, left leg bends, left foot plants to the inside or crosses to the outside of that right leg. Hands can be on that left shin. You could take that left hand to the earth behind the low back. You could reach that right arm for the sky. As you exhale, take a twist to the left if you're choosing to do so. And breathe. Gently come back through center. Perhaps you take a counter twist toward the right. And back through center as you unwind, uncross. We'll take the soles of the feet together, coming into a butterfly shape. So the knees open up to the sides, right and left. Your hands can come to the ankles. You could interlace the hands in front of your feet, your toes. You could also take the hands to the earth in front of the feet, the ankles, gently hinging at the hips. Maybe the elbows press into the calves. Maybe your face stays forward or you start to round your head down. Toward the feet, the earth. Breathe. And slowly bring yourself back up. As you pick up the knees, plant the feet on the earth and start to make your way to your back again, if that's comfortable for you. And once you arrive, maybe you bring the knees in, give yourself a hug. Maybe you release the feet to the earth and take the feet wide, taking some windshield wiper motions once again. Letting the legs fall right to left, back and forth. And once you feel ready, if you'd like, you can start to bring the knees back in for another hug and start to find a happy baby. You can start with widening those legs apart as we did earlier. And maybe you stay right here, soles of feet forward, knees toward the shoulders. Or maybe you reach for those feet or legs, soles of feet toward the sky, knees toward the earth. Maybe you notice a difference in how this feels now versus earlier or not. You could stay still. You could gently rock side to side on the spine. You could find some movement to the legs, bending and extending one and the other. And taking whatever you need to take. And then as you feel ready, start to set up for your final resting shape, your Shavasana. Whatever shape will suit you today so that you can practice a few moments of stillness. So again, perhaps that's laying down and extending your legs out long. Maybe you take your legs wide and let the feet drop open to the sides, right and left. Arms could be alongside your body or connecting the hands to the heart and belly. You could also have your legs bent, feet planted on the earth. Feet can be wide, knees in, knees out. Maybe you'd rather lay on your side, your belly, come to your seat. Again, whatever feels best for you. As you start to practice releasing any residual tension left in your body from your temples to your toes. As you practice with each exhale, sinking a bit deeper into the earth and relaxation. So if you have the time, stay here. Rest, relax, be. If you do need to or want to begin moving on, start with deepening your breath. And beginning to find some slow and gentle movement in your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, and gently rolling your wrists and your ankles. Moving slowly through the arms and legs. Perhaps you'd like to reach the arms overhead and find another big full body stretch as you come back into awareness. And maybe you bring your knees in for one more hug and roll to your favorite side in sleeping child's shape, resting your head in your bicep pillow and taking a few moments of grounding breath and a few moments of gratitude. Gratitude for taking the time for this practice for yourself and others. Gratitude for all your blessings in life, big and small. Gratitude for all the good there is in the world, remembering there is more good than there is anything else, and remembering that you play a part in contributing to that good and to making the world a better place. As you're ready, gently start to bring yourself to your seat. Take your time in getting there and take another moment to reflect on the breath, remembering the restorative effects the breath can have on the mind and the body. Remembering that it's a practice to find these beneficial effects. It's a practice that you can come back to at any time throughout your day. If you'd like, on your inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. May you have compassion in your thoughts. May you have kindness in your words and actions. And may you have love and peace in your hearts. Today, as you go forward, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you feel love and find peace. Thank you for joining. Until next time, take care and be well.